What's going on, everybody? Brett here, and I'm bringing you back into Battle Brothers, the Beast and Exploration DLC. My YouTube channel is, of course, Good Talk Gaming. And I'm bringing you into the tail end of a 31 orc massacre. We are taking some damage. Hondo is in rough shape. So Steinhardt is in rough shape. He had this entire flank like wrapped up solo until the orc warlord came and started screaming and got his buddies to get back in line. But we whittled them down. Some of the orcs have run. Using their weak morale to our advantage was definitely part of the strategy, and it's worked. So the only one I really have to worry about now, I think, since it looks like everyone is running, is Lance. And he actually just took like a freebie shot on the warlord. That's pretty sweet. So the warlord isn't running as of yet. Wolfgang is out of ammo. We were able to kill very few of them before they were able to engage on us, which is pretty uncharacteristic of us. Normally I'm able to do some serious work beforehand. Let's get Ivar in on this. Let's get a dog. We're giving him a bit of surround, but I think we should be able to scare him if we can land a good hit or two. Wow, I honestly thought that would send him packing. The stuns have kind of been the big story of this fight. Nice. That's one of the most brutal things about this weapon, is that even when you're running, he's still getting that those lightning procs off. Alright, oh. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to attack us. He has a beautiful like round swing on us. Okay, here we go. The dog, for me, almost always takes the kill. Thank goodness. Okay, that was kind of the last thing we needed to dodge. Okay, not quite dead. Perfect. And that should be the end of the fight. There are dudes running off the battlefield. The warlord is now dead. Ooh, it was a tough fight, though. So, off camera, guys, we are several days ahead of what I showed the last time we were on camera. I've been clearing out lots and lots of locations. I have taken several of these types of fights, the 31 orc warlord fights. He came back just in time to rout. That's hilarious. Is anyone in danger of bleeding out? That's the big question. I don't think so. This is going to be my third warlord that I've killed, and I thought I'd bring you back into this fight. It looked like it was going our way, and I thought it'd be an interesting way to begin today's video. It's over. Okay. We probably killed like 28 of them. And we have the Insurmountable Ward, an elongated wooden shield that offers good protection also to the lower body, despite its apparent age. Somewhat bulky to handle in close combat engagements. I'm very curious what's different about this. You know, as opposed to a regular kite shield, because the stats look the same. Let's take everything. Thank goodness they pretty much always give us tools in these war camps. So, let's go over some of the stuff that I picked up. Okay. Is any of it in my inventory? That's the first thing. So, of course, yes, I do have the Insurmountable Ward here. Okay, that's thing number one. Organize. Is that organized? It is. Okay, we want to give this to somebody. We also want to compare it to a standard kite shield. So what else did I get? I got so much good stuff off camera from taking down all of these locations. I also was able to pick up this. So I got another set of this. The same type of armor that Sir Steinhardt was wearing. It's 134, this is 132, same fatigue, so his was slightly better, which is fine. But this one, we're going to give it to our pimp, our dagger-wielding pimp, and I went ahead and put a set of bone plating on it. So that was a really good pickup. Excuse me, we were looking for some light armor for him anyway to eventually make him a nimble dagger-wielding character. Also, I bought this, the Heritage Ribbon Sallet, which I think is the best crossbow helmet in the game. It still has the minus vision of 1, but that's huge armor for a crossbowman, so 339. And I went ahead and gave it to Ragnar as our bannerman, as our kind of premier crossbowman. He's definitely the person that I want to make sure survives every single engagement. Let's see, what else? What else? So, this is a pretty sweet looking shield also. I kind of want to give it to Aerosol. And I think we will. Let's take a look at it next to... Well, who's using a shield? That's also like a legendary shield. We have so many shields. It's kind of unbelievable. Give that to Steezy. Or we could give it to... Let's give it to... not Yaku. Where are you, buddy? And for right now, we'll just give it to Willem, as he struggles to survive the harsh world of Battle Brothers. We did level up Wolfgang. More resolve. Honestly, I don't think we need any more range skill. I think at this point, anything we add is probably just a waste. He doesn't have dodge, so we don't have to worry about his initiative. We take that. Even his fatigue is like almost perfect. That's kind of amazing. We can boost his range defense a bit, I guess. None of those choices there were really bad. But check this out, guys. So at the end of the last episode, we picked up Sir Willem. I haven't taken many small fights to level him, which is a shame. But what I did pick up was Sir Emmerich's Earthshaker, a large two-handed mace born in the fiery smithy of a true master. Despite its massive head, the weapon is well balanced and reasonably easy to handle for an experienced individual. That weapon is powerful as heck. We can kind of compare it maybe to the two-handed hammer. Stat-wise, you get some kind of idea. Of course, they have different abilities. The Bloody Sledge has way more durabilities to be expected. Damage 66 to 99 versus 75 to 95. So it's got a tighter, higher DPS range. Has pretty much the exact same amount of damage that ignores armor. This is way more effective against armor, but this is still pretty effective. Same shield damage, and it's slightly better fatigue. But I didn't know what I was going to do with Sir Willem, and then I almost instantly got that mace, and I was like, yep, I know what we're doing with him now. And we actually got this from a relatively small camp, so I've been taking on all these huge Orc Warlord camps and not getting like anything. And just now, of course, I got the shield, which is awesome. But this dropped from like some 24 undead camp, just some random drop, and I was pretty happy about that. And to get that piece of armor I showed you, it was me following a lead. So yeah, so I followed a lead from an innkeep and got that. So before I forget, let's take a look at this next to a standard kite shield. So 66 durability, which is huge. Same defensive stats. Yeah, it's just a moderately better kite shield. Yeah, it might not be worth it. The Kraken shield is just unbelievable. 24-24. I mean, that's huge melee stats. So we're gonna leave that there. And I use this kind of fighting formation going up against the orcs because they're able to go so wide when there's 31 of them that you also need to be able to kind of spread them out so that they just don't instantly jump into your back lines. That's kind of why I had my formation that way. I would love to kill these guys, 17 of them. We would take out Hondo, let him rest. We could put in Sir Willem. Ivar is beaten to hell. We need to take him out. We could put in Willem. And Lance he's just injured. If he wasn't injured, he'd be fine. Yeah, I guess their Steinhardt needs to come out too. Put Bernfried off to the side. No, that's not where we want Bernfried. Bernfried is going to be in here. He needs to be in here. We'll do something like that, and then put Isaac here. And that's still a pretty hardy front line. So we had a really cool event that I wish I had been able to show you guys. I guess I can talk and walk at the same time. Let's do that. So, a unique event that I've never seen before. We stumbled across like a band of troubadours, you know, traveling minstrels and kind of a carnival act. And we had a lot of options. They were like, hey, you can pay for a show, 800 crowns. You could tell us to get lost. You could try and rob us. Or we had a unique one from our new brother. I think it was Sir Willem here, who we're going to name in just a moment. I think we're going to rename him. And his thing was, he said, there was a sad song from my country. If you could sing it for me, like, I would be grateful. And they remembered the song and they sang it, and the minstrels were so touched by the music that they didn't charge us anything. And all of my brothers, not only were they in a better mood, it took them all from like really kind of crappy mood into like almost euphoria. So it was pretty sweet. A very useful event that happened. So a lot of my brothers, if you notice, they're in like way better mood. It's not just because I'm winning all these fights. It is indeed because that one event. So we haven't taken too many contracts. I've done a few, but mainly the whole idea has been to just go out and try and get more and more of these legendary armors and really outfit our guys and get our gold back in a great situation. So when I've seen the opportunity to take a good quest, I've taken it, but otherwise I just kind of let it go. So here you'll see I'm not particularly worried about this fight, so I'm just going to kill what I can kill and then deal with the ramifications afterwards. Also, having spear walls out on our flanks is pretty dang useful. Also, these little boogers are pretty prone to routing. Man, look at the attacks on this thing. Cudgel and strike down. So this is Cudgel, a slow overhead strike performed with full force to cudgel a target to pulp. Anyone hit with a blow like this will be dazed and gasping for air, unable to put full force behind their blows for 2 turns. 100% chance to daze on hit. Inflicts 20 extra fatigue, so that's awesome against targets that actually suffer from fatigue. And this has a chance to stun. So strike a heavy blow intended to incapacitate and stun your target for 2 turns, but not to do the most damage. Stun targets cannot keep up their shield wall, spear wall, or similar defensive skills. So very, very versatile kind of kit there. Let's get this kill so we can get the resets. Nice. And now we can step forward and prevent them from healing. The ones we don't want to step forward on are the big boys. Step forward here. That was an unfortunate miss. That may end up costing us something. So for those of you who don't know, the big ones can eat us. Just straight up eat us. And to heal, they just need to sit on top of one of their brothers. They're fallen, and then eat them. Alright, we'll see what happens. 4 level 3s is pretty scary, and they may make more before this is over. But Sir Varadox is in a key position. He denied all of these level 2s the opportunity to level up. Kind of the same with Sir Chris. But we need to expect someone to get eaten pretty soon. And we also need to focus them down. So let's let our melee bros go last. He's going to heal there. Sometimes it's very prudent to put a little bit of damage on the level 3s, just so that they spend their turn. See if we can go for the stun. Attempting to heal instead of eating you. And since we've already taken a shot from that angle, we can step up here to try and get the kill. Very good. Be great to get that kill. So that's one less big guy. Come on, we just need one. There we go. And whenever you engage one of these, you want to make sure that you're not just doing it with one brother, because when one of them gets eaten, you want to make sure you still have the ability to tie it down so that it can't just escape when they start to run. Dogs are also very good for these fights. Not only do the dogs do great damage versus them, wow, Willem needs to get his melee attack up, for sure. We can stun him. Wow, went for the stun twice and missed both times. That feels pretty bad. Step up. Two shots there would have been ideal. This thing should be dead. He's going to eat someone, which is why we step forward with Sir Varandox. And they should pretty much be dead this turn. There we go. Much scarier fight when you're lower level. But our stats are just too good. Alright, we went for the normal hit this turn. Look at all the grossness on top of him. Finish him. Okay, cool. So we're not going to get anything from this but like crafting ingredients we don't really need, and that's fine. We're just trying to... We really want to level up our backup brothers. Also, I mean, getting levels on our, you know, more experienced brothers doesn't hurt at all. I think that's fine. So today's episode, kind of my intentions for today are just to kind of continue taking out these types of locations, trying to get more money, more gear, more renown, and keep the Black Monolith in our sights. So you'll see here I'm already up to 7,475. Gone up probably about 250 since last we played. And I don't remember if I mentioned, I think I did, that I took on one of these locations down here. I basically came from here, went all the way up, cleared this area out, sold, went back out, cleared more areas, cleared out like 4 areas in this location. You know, there was a war camp here, like another one down here. We've taken a lot of fights, guys. And there are still a lot of big orc cities that we can take down if we just want to go for the loot and the experience. I'd love to show you what the fight looks like against a big group of ancient dead. The ones I fought had a priest, an honor guard, a bunch of legionaries, and we mowed them down. They were one of the biggest groups of these that we fought yet. Like 27 of them or something. And Sir Steinhardt killed like 9 of them single-handedly while holding an entire flank by himself. They just couldn't hit him, and he just like killed them with every swing. So it was pretty amazing. But now my problem is, like, this I don't think is a full-on war camp. This is a smaller one, I do believe. No, this is a big one. It still has a warlord, but it is much smaller. It doesn't have 31. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save the game. I think anytime you go into an orc war camp, you should probably just save your game. I would recommend that. And we're going to camp. It's almost nighttime. We're not going to go into a fight like this at night. And we're definitely not going to do it, I don't think, with our new brothers. We can try. We just saved. If something bad happens, we'll just reload. No big deal. And we'll do it again with our more experienced brothers. Let's see where some of our injuries are. So minus 15% hit points is a pretty bad injury, but not the worst when you consider how much armor he has. It's more about just making sure that we are repairing. And then probably after this we'll need to go back and sell. Although we could take another fight and then dump off all this like junk shields and mystery meat. Everyone's in pretty good health. Our armor is going to take a long time to repair. Okay, let's try. With our B squad. So we took down a group of 31. And we've done that multiple times. This is 11. So if we can't do this, I would be shocked. I would be shocked. And I think the odds of us getting something good here are pretty high as well. I'm happy that we got so many like cool, you know, unique shields. But the shields aren't going to really carry us into the late game. We need the armor. And we need the big weapons. I would love to see, I don't remember ever getting like a legendary fighting spear. I know there are legendary spears, but I think they're like worse than fighting spears, if I remember right, the ones that I've ever gotten. I love having our spear wall back, even if it's just for a little while. It denies so much area, and the AI really hates it. They recognize that not only do they have to go around, but they feel like they always need to go super far around, which gives all of our archers a long time to shoot. And a lot of my other like personal playthroughs, I use fighting spears into like the super late game. And really, really enjoy it. So expect to get stunned here. We could have used Indomitable on Sir Chris. I think he's the only one left in the party that has it right now. But killing the Orc young should really help us, not only to decrease the DPS that's going to be coming from this Orc band, but also to start working on that morale early. And then when the time comes, we'll be able to just kind of like flip the switch and start breaking them really bad. Like already, we're only fighting 6 of them now. It's kind of perfect timing, because the orcs are going to be engaged, they're not going to be able to run away, and then they're going to start to break. We just want the warlord to come in here, we want to kill this last orc young. Yeah, and they're going to try and break us. I think we step in here. Ugh, I don't want to step in there though. Nice pierce. If we can set him to routing, his zone of control won't matter. We may want to shield wall as well with Aerosol, just to make sure we're getting the most defensive stats that we can. Ragnar can pull the banner out. Come on, let's break this dude. I don't think we can stun a warlord, but we can certainly hit him hard and daze him. So now his fatigue, he's already like super fatigued, which is great. He won't be able to swing twice or act twice. 71, 86. Yeah, we'll take the 86. There we go. And he's routing, so now we can start taking some shots. We can also move in down here. 95. Yeah, he's not completely fatigued yet, but he certainly will be. Such a powerful effect. We haven't really seen it yet. We weren't really able to get any good maces early on. And we had one, I think, early on that I wanted to use, but I think Ivar, as soon as we picked him up, like he lost it, which was pretty aggravating. He lost a ton of our stuff. That'll work. Let's get it in and behind them. Lots of overwhelm. Just don't kill anybody. Yeah, all he has the energy left to do now is to shield wall, which is great. Good pierce. He's got to be close. I was going to say, if we hit him again here, if we get lucky enough. shots off. We have so much like fearsome in our group that every time we hit him, we trigger like some pretty serious morale penalties. Try and go around. Almost. Would really prefer him not to be able to attack again. And yeah, he's just going to shield wall until he dies. So very good. Nice little kind of easy, but still a little bit dangerous type of fight for our new brothers. Wow, hit him with the big mace. And we did get something, the Butcher's Helm with Coif. Some more tools as well. So let's take a look at that. We already have one. I think did we buy this or did we get it? It looks like this one's significantly better. So 283 versus 266. Yeah, this one's a heck of a lot better in terms of like what it is. So 266, who would benefit from something like that? I kind of like giving that to Sir Willem here early on. That could be something like we don't need to take from him. I like doing that because we probably won't move this from him for a long time. And this was really messing up his fatigue, minus 22 versus minus 15. So he gets an extra 7 fatigue from having that. And it's just a strict upgrade of an extra 11. So that's very good. Of course, we have Willem here with a flat top, but he also has a shield to help protect him. So that is fine. Alright, so we can take another fight. We're just trying to get rich, guys. That's what this episode's all about. Getting rich and getting geared so that very soon we can go into the Black Monolith. So let's actually head back. We'll take this fight on the way to Suitfest. Suitfest had ridiculous prices. So, you know, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I like to use the wooden shields as kind of a guide as to when I'm getting good prices. And the prices I was getting at Suitfest were 23 gold for a shield. And I would say high price is anything above 18. So to get 23 was kind of unbelievable. They were kind of having this cool event where there was just more stuff for them. So let's actually save the game one more time. I've actually gone into one of these pretty recently, and it was like 30-something Wiedergangers with like fallen heroes and stuff. It ended up being a pretty difficult fight. Of course, I didn't lose a brother or anything, but I also didn't have my B-string guys in it. So 27, ugh. That's a lot as well. Our archers are going to have to do a ton of work for us. We don't have the benefit of, you know, having our big boys. Let's just hope there's no necromancer. There isn't. But this is still a pretty scary fight. And this is going to round out our inventory, make it so that we... I should have just completely passed here. That we enter Suitfest with kind of a full set of loot that we can sell. And then we can head back out for more adventuring. I think we've discovered every single legendary location in the game except for one. And honestly, if we haven't found it yet, I don't know if it's even on the map. It's a tall tower that reveals a huge area when you discover it. And there really aren't that many places left in the map that we would have, you know, been able to find that at. Just clear out the front ranks a little bit, get our resets. We'll worry about the fallen heroes mostly when they get here. I think it's safe to spear wall. They may be able to reach us, maybe not. It could be a little small waste of fatigue. Get that easy kill, get the reset, and start going to work. If the front line's empty, then we'll be able to kind of fold in on the flanks as needed. we want some of them to make it to the front lines because then it kind of activates our frontline people to be useful. But it's much better if they're not tied down, because then if we need them to cover our flanks or to move, it's easy for them to do. So yeah, I mean, we spear walled a turn early. It's not a big deal. So down goes the center. By the time the fallen heroes engage, and there just won't be much left to support them, and we should be able to just kind of beat them down. Yeah, I'm not going to mess up this spear wall. Let's give him the full range to mess him up. Okay. See how many get rezzed. Not many, so they're not getting very lucky with the resurrections there, or the reanimations. The Geist may be a problem. We may want to pull out our banner sooner rather than later. I think Sir Willem has actually really good resolve, but Willem the Pimp, I'm not sure what his is off the top of my head. Spear wall is not broken, thanks to Spear Mastery. They still have to be, you know, able to make it into those two spots. Oh, the damage. I love it. Love the free damage. Man, we needed to kill him to get him off of us so that we could spear wall again. Alright, so now the big boys are in. They both bypassed the wall. Big hit there. Unfortunately, the undead do not have problems with fatigue. So we won't really get any bonus from that. So a lot of them resurrected this turn as well. And we need to carve a path through the center so we can get into the Geist and start slaying them. Went for a puncture there to try and bypass the armor. Oh, wow. This mace is huge damage, but he has to land it. As he levels, he's going to become really exponentially more powerful, and I can't wait. Who do we take shots at? This guy? Yeah. Should have just put 2 shots at him from Raymond. He would probably be just about dead by now. But I went for the greedy play. Clear out the front. Now we can step in here and go for the kills. We need to fully expect some of them to resurrect and knock Aerosol around. But if anyone can handle that, I think he can. Alright, Edgel's exhausted. What are our best shots? Would really like to start making some of those big quivers. It doesn't really matter because a lot of our brothers have quick hands. But it's on someone like Wolfgang, he should probably be holding. If we have one of those quivers, and I know we do, we should probably give it to him. So here come the screams. We should be able to rally. Lots of overwhelm going off. Perfect. time to get out the banner. Alright, we pull everyone back in line. There are just enough zombies left to kind of surround us. Perfect. Down to 11. If we could kill him, that would be great, and then put some big damage on him and his armor. And we did. He's got a cleaver, which is a pretty dang scary weapon. Yeah, I don't care if we hit him, but it would have been cool to kill this guy. Either or was fine with me. We have to expect for the fallen hero to come back also. We'll step forward, and if he doesn't come back, we're in a better position. If he does come back, we'll probably either just get knocked in some other position that we're just as equally happy to be standing in. So no big deal. Yep, it actually pushed us forward, which we kind of prefer. Burnfried, come on, man. Maybe he doesn't have an item, and he needs one. But we're going to have to rally. Alright, and we get lucky again. Everyone rallies. More overwhelm. 4 stacks on this guy. He shouldn't be able to hit, which is great because he has one of the scariest weapons on the battlefield. With that fighting axe. That'll work. That was a pretty huge amount of HP. That was an unfortunate miss. That would have been a good kill to get. That one as well. Only one resurrected, that's great. Okay, Isaac the Stoic is not proving to be very stoic this battle. We whiffed quite a bit. So that looks like it saved everyone, once again. But now we're able to get in here. We were able to get past that one little zombie. No worries. And before we switch, let's give ourselves the option to take it out without having to. Perfect. I was going to say, this guy has 1 hit left on him. We just need to get him. And now we can get on the last 2 remaining Geists. Alright, only 1 guy came back. It's the scariest one. But even if we miss him a whole bunch, at least we're still getting tons and tons of overwhelm. That is not what I meant to do. This is probably all a waste of time to switch weapons to get ready. But I think we're just going to be able to jump in and take them out. I hope. And this was a pretty tough fight, considering, you know, the quality of the brothers that we have in. That's not to say, you know, Willem the Pimp sucks. Because he does, and I think he's level 8 right now, which is not bad. But this dude is only level 4, this Sir Wilhelm. Do they have the exact same name? Is it Wilhelm and... Yeah, they're both Wilhelm. Okay. Perfect. Now we should just be able to stab this thing. There we go. We stabbed the ghost to death. And they both leveled. And what did we get? The gruesome silver lance. It's a two-handed spear, though. Ugh. This spetum is especially well crafted, and its 3 tips have been honed into perfectly pointy spikes. It's cool, but I just don't know if we can use it. We'll check it out. We'll check it out. We may actually be able to use it instead of a particular polearm or something. We'll see. Let's head down to Suitfest and see what the prices are like. I think the polearms don't take nearly as much fatigue as that thing does, though. No, that's 14. Wow, it may be a really good upgrade. The billhook does a lot more damage. It's better versus armor. Better durability. Yeah, it's just not as good as a billhook. Do we want to put it on someone just because it's cool? That's kind of like... That's the story of my life, guys. That's where I'm at. In this game, sometimes I do things just because it looks cool. But this is what I'm talking about. This is the type of like mid-range, you know, unique thing that this would have been cool like 200 turns ago when we weren't getting anything for like forever. We were just kind of having to make do. Whatever, let's just put it on Raymond. Wilhelm. Very important how we level Wilhelm. Okay. He needs initiative because he has dodge. We need to get his melee skill up even though it's been like perpetually low rolls. And then we can also get his fatigue up a bit. Something like that, I think. And the reason why I would prioritize putting points into hit points is because when he does get nimble, it basically synergizes well with a high hit point pool. Because he's not going to be wearing, you know, having Battle Forge, he's not going to have the heavy armor. He's going to need his hit points to kind of act as that armor to protect him. Man, Executioner is super important. I would like to get Fearsome as well as Duelist. I mean, there's nothing that says that he can't use a shield and still be a dagger bro. He needs a better helmet. He essentially needs to wear one of these wolf helmets. I think we just go ahead and get him nimble for right now. That's fine. And then Sir Wilhelm, he is going to be a Mace Master. Okay, so better chance to stun. That's good. So it goes up 25%, and he gets less fatigue from swinging. That's all good stuff. Could consider something like Steel Brow, things like that to make him a bit tankier. But I think for right now this is fine. And let's check out what his rolls are. A 3, it's not the best. A 4 in HP we will take because we also have Colossus. And a 3 roll in fatigue is probably good enough. We could also consider getting him a bit more range defense. I think we take the fatigue for right now. But range defense is definitely something he could benefit from as a two-hander. But once he gets Battle Forged, he'll be so much tankier, it probably won't matter. we have anybody who could hold that bill hook? We're using mostly long axes anyway. For eventual scrat fights. Alright, let's go back and sell. I mean, that was pretty cool. We picked up a weapon we don't need at all. And I'll take it. So we got a cool shield today and a cool spear. So obviously we need to wait until dawn. There we go. And let's see what they have for us. So we're at 8,800 crowns right now. We're going to sell. Before we sell, let's check out what the prices are. I'm sure they're good. We're going to sell either way. I'd just like to know. So 18. Okay, let's sell off these furs. Let's get rid of the strange meat. Copper ingots. You'll also maybe notice that I sold off quite a few of our crafting materials that I just don't foresee us needing at any time soon. We'll sell off the black paint. Once you get into tons and tons of unique stuff, you don't really need the paint anymore. You can't really use it. Sell off one of the bill hooks. Could have considered fixing up some of this stuff for more money, especially something like that. The cleaver is worth a lot more when you fix it. But we're not going to be bothered. We're on a roll. Alright. So we made almost 7,200, something like that. Pretty close. Buy some tools. And buy some arrows. Yeah, look at some of the other stuff I sold. White pearls. I definitely got this from an orc warlord fight. Got both of these from them. We have lots and lots of weapon augments, so you'll see I sold this one. Pretty useless, considering we have 2 metal pauldrons, plus the heraldic shoulder plates, plus the Linworm scale cloak. Guys, all I want to do is get a sweet set of armor to put this on that'll look great. That's really all I'm waiting for. It's definitely I think this is the best augment we have. It may be the best augment in the game. Okay, so no super sweet armor here for us to buy. Coat of Scales would be an upgrade for someone for sure. But I don't think we need to spend a lot of crowns on that. Let's come into the tavern, and I've been making sure to kind of very steadily give me my buddies a respite in the tavern, because keeping their morale high is very good, especially if we're considering going into the Black Monolith fight. Not far southwest of here, full of treasure, ruins of the old. Southwest, I mean, that's what I love about places on the edge of the maps. It's like, southwest, yeah, it's right here. We found it, congrats. So let's save the game. To me, it almost sounds like Ancient Dead. And you'll notice I'm saving the game a lot more now than I used to, and that's just because we're at in-game stuff. And any one of these fights could, you know, potentially kill a brother unnecessarily if I'm just commentating and not paying attention. Something like that. I don't want to risk it. So just another kind of easy undead fight, hopefully. It's a weaker fight than we just did. So. And it's full of treasure, not necessarily some sort of rare item. So we will end the turn with our melee bros while holding up our archery bros to shoot. Same strat. There are 2 fewer, I think, fallen heroes than the last time, and maybe 1 fewer Geist. And of course, several fewer of the armored Wiedergangers. And some of these Wiedergangers are the unarmored variant. So, should be a pretty easy fight for us. And I think this is going to be the last fight. If you guys were listening, you probably just heard my alarm go off. Got a doctor's appointment coming up. Need to go and get ready for that. So we're going to take this fight quickly. Can't believe I let time get away from me like that. But it's going to be an easy little fight anyway. And we're just going to machine gun these dudes down. It was just a cool, fun day of leveling and getting new gear and getting to the point where we'll feel comfortable jumping into the Black Monolith fight. Sir Steinhardt is going to be a huge part of that fight. I would expect him. I don't remember exactly how many guys are in that fight, and I know they've changed it since they also changed the fact that you can no longer kite enemy armies into there. So I don't know how many enemies are in there, but if he's able to do what he's, supposed to do, I would expect him to get easily, something like 12 solo kills in that battle. And that's just an obscene amount for any one unit to do. Nice. Start working on the armor of those dudes. Don't want the fallen heroes to make it in completely unscathed. And that'll speed up this fight quite a bit. So today's episode is going to be just a minute short. But I hope you enjoyed the kind of adventuring aspect of it. Getting our brothers on track, getting to use some of the new brothers, seeing some of the new weapons. I kind of want to whip out that spear just to take a look at it. I think we will. Immediately bypass the spear wall. Just got to get in and amongst those geists. Let's go ahead and just jump back with Aerosol. Yeah, I was about to say, I think we can do the same with Sir Chris. Let's just get in there. Our morale is high. Aerosol is our sergeant. Wow, they literally got every single unit back almost. That's insane. That's unfortunate. I would not have thought he would have been that susceptible, but I guess I was wrong. But that's what we need to do to get back into there. So let's pull out our banner. Can we get closer? We can. So there we go. We bring him back. And now I think we should be able to kill some geists. Good spear wall. Still doing work for us. Very good. There we go. Focus down the geists. Let everything else kind of take care of itself. And no reason to let our brothers be surrounded if we don't have to let them be. Good work. I haven't forgotten. We're going to pull that spear out towards the end, I think. Because it looked like it had a pretty cool, almost kind of Chinese-influenced, well, what I think of when I think of, like, almost like a Dynasty Warriors-esque aesthetic to it. Kind of ceremonial ruffles around the edge. If we kill him, oh, that would have been sweet. Okay, this is a good time to use it. What I really want to take a look at was the move set that accompanies it and try and remember if it has anything different about it. As opposed to like a standard spear or polearm. It looked like it did. I just don't know what the numbers would be on it. Maybe it has a better attack or something kind of a unique attack that I'm not taking into consideration when I'm considering its value. So we have Prong. Okay, that seems pretty standard. It can also add to a spear wall. That's what's interesting about it. Okay. Well, I did not know that. That is interesting. You could potentially have a front line of all spear bros, and then have a back line with those guys, and you could just have a solid block. If you were to use, you know, how am I trying to phrase that? Spears in the front. The rest of your bros are like crossbow bros, or, you know, just regular war bows that switch out in melee, but they switch out to that, and then you just get kind of this ridiculous porcupine style formation. That kind of has me excited. I don't know if that'd be an interesting thing to watch for like a ton of gameplay, but it definitely sounds cool. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I do have to go to the doctor's. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, go ahead and consider giving me a thumbs up. That helps a lot for other people to find my videos. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. I definitely appreciate that. And yeah, that's it for me today. Once again, my name is Brett, and my channel is Good Talk Gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one, y'all. Take care. Black Monolith coming up.